Hi Cancer, welcome to your reading. This is a reading for the next 12 months for you. Whenever you come across this, it will be for the next 12 months, but I am recording this on the eve of the last full moon of 2024. I'm ready for it, even though the energies have been a lot. If you're new here, my name is Allie. If you're not new, you've probably noticed my absence this last week and, being really ill along with my whole family and taking care of my little ones who are also very ill. My voice is still not back to 100%, but I don't think it's going to be back to 100% for a minute. And I was ready to get back to this. So I've already prayed and meditated on your reading, and I've already pulled some cards. So things are already a little bit different for you than any of the other readings I've done so far, Cancer. And I feel like this is important. I'm using a deck. I felt super called to use a tarot deck that a good friend gave me for Christmas a few years ago. And it's very special to me. It's a Modest Mouse collaboration with an artist named Violet. And I cannot remember their last name, but I'll try to plug that in the description box. And some of the imagery and artwork is not YouTube kosher. So I've had to put, a Post-it note over at least one of the cards. But there was some reason Spirit was wanting me to use this deck, okay? I haven't actually sat with your energy a whole lot. I was really intrigued by the fact that they led me to use this deck. So maybe you're a Modest Mouse fan, maybe you are an artist and appreciate great artwork. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So I think you'll be really pleased to see that the first card coming up here for you is the Sun. At the bottom we have joy, playfulness as an adult, relief after high intensity. And I do feel like this is something that you're moving into in this next chapter. I feel like it's a very intuitive chapter. I feel like your psychic gifts that have maybe laid dormant or you haven't fully activated are really coming online in this next 12 months for you. I feel like it's a period of enlightenment and, like it says here, relief after high intensity. I feel like you can feel this kind of joy and light starting to bubble up to the surface. It's not to say that you might not still have some heavy things going on in your reality or things that you're still navigating that maybe don't feel so joyful and gushy and happy, but you are moving into this period of joy, of where you can start to actually play again, feel joyful again. Really have fun with life and create. I really get this artist energy from you very heavily, but it's in an intuitive way. So maybe you have some kind of like spiritual art. I almost am hesitant to attach the word business to that, but it kind of feels that way. Like maybe you're able to make an income off of your spiritual art. I keep hearing spiritual art business, so I'm just going to honor it and say it. So maybe you're able to make an income off of this. Maybe you're able to really kind of put some pieces together and say, I can do this. I want to share my art with the world. I want to share my passion with the world. And I've healed my relationship with money, so that's coming up here. Healing any financial blocks that you may have been dealing with. You've been working through that. Excuse me. I think it's more than just me being sick. There's something that keeps coming up here about your throat chakra, using your voice. So maybe that's kind of one of the last things that you're working on here, is really feeling confident and being able to speak your truth and use your voice. And your art could also maybe, like we talked about music with Modest Mouse, maybe you're a musician, or maybe making music or singing or using your voice is something that you have always kind of felt drawn to or wanted to do, but maybe in the past you didn't have the confidence or didn't think that that was something that you could make a living off of, or kind of like a pipe dream or like a childish dream. But we're getting playfulness as an adult. So I feel like this is something that you're going to be able to do that's joyful in your life right now. So I do feel like there are a lot of changes up on the horizon for you, positive changes. Again, this energy of enlightenment is coming up. The sun, number 19, that number could be significant to you in some way. As many, many readers say, is the happiest card in the deck. But it's also a card of like I said, of enlightenment. And as this card says, relief after high intensity. So you deserve the relief that is coming your way in the next 12 months. There's also something significant about the number 6. Sixes for me are unconditional love. And so also maybe the month of June, the next 6 months. Well, the month of June would be in the next 6 months at the time that I'm recording this. So yeah, I feel like, as we're setting the intention of this, of what you need to know for the next 12 months for you, Cancer, there's something at that midway point that I feel is going to be very significant for you. Keep taking one step at a time. But I think this is going to be easier for you than it has been in the past, to take one step at a time, okay? So the next card that we have here for you, look at this, is the Ace of Cups. And what an interesting card here. She's helping bathe this person in this cauldron. There's fire going on. It feels, honestly, it feels very witchy. I'm getting a lot of again, that intuitive kind of psychic, high priestess, ancient wisdom kind of feeling coming in here. But it says grail of rebirth and gift of love and healing, which goes beautifully with the Sun card of relief after high intensity. So the next 6 months are not only going to be full of joy and play and creation for you. Ace of Cups to me also talks a lot about creation. So a grail of rebirth, that is a creation energy. Relief keeps coming up here. And I feel that you are going to be receiving, even if it's just energetically, you're going to be receiving something you're owed. Something that belongs to you, that's due for you. It's been a long time coming, I'm hearing. So this could be anywhere from an apology to a large sum of money that makes it easier for you to kind of follow this passion. And I do get something with these trees in the background. Now, I'm not sure. I'm almost getting birch tree, if I'm being honest with you. Now, I don't know that that is the tree that is pictured on the card, but I'm getting something about birch trees here. And I'd really like to spend a moment to look that up for us. Okay, so in my book of Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, for the birch tree, I think it's interesting that this picture depicts 2 ladies in the woods here. And another name for birch is Lady of the Woods. It's a feminine energy. It's associated with the planet Venus, the element of water, the deity Thor. Its powers are protection, exorcism, and purification. So it says, birch twigs have been used to exorcise spirits by gently striking possessed people or animals, since the birch is a purificatory or cleansing herb. The tree is also used for protection, and Russians used to hang a red ribbon around the stem of a birch to rid themselves of the evil eye. The birch also protects against lightning. The traditional broom of the witches was made of birch twigs, and cradles were once manufactured from birch wood to protect their helpless charges. Now, that's really crazy. That's really crazy to me, because the energy here of rebirth, so a cradle, she's being cradled in this cauldron. It's giving very witchy vibes, and it says that this was the twigs of this were made for witches' brooms. This is really wild. So I feel like there's this getting in touch with your, I'll just say it, with your witchy kind of esoteric nature, and making peace with that, accepting it, loving it. Because I feel like in the past, there may have been a little bit of a hesitancy or a feeling of, I'm hearing the word denial, so I'm going to honor it and say it. But what I'm kind of feeling is an uncomfortability, maybe with that word or with that energy, because of all the connotations that come along with it. But when we think of that word witch, and this is just as much a message for me as it is for you, it's really just means healer, right? It just means a wise person who knows how to heal. Someone who is an alchemist, who knows how to transmute energy. And so if you look at it at this more kind of logical arena, it kind of takes the yikes factor away from me anyway. So instead of kind of going, I don't know, like pushing that away, embracing that which is inherently in you, which is you, and making peace with it and accepting it, because you're essentially, now you don't have to call yourself a witch. Spirit's coming through very clearly and saying you don't need to attach labels to yourself. That's not what this is about. But it is coming full circle in accepting and recognizing and integrating and embracing these inherent parts of yourself that simply are. You are a healer. You are a psychic individual. You are a wise person. You have proven to yourself, they're telling me, time and time again, that you are a master at transmuting energy, at shifting things that no longer serve you into something beautiful, into light. Okay, so don't worry so much about the verbiage, about the titles or the labels. That's not what's important here. It is the energy that you possess, and it is a beautiful thing to behold, they're telling me. Allow yourself to be rebirthed and experience the totality and the magic of who you are, because you've worked so hard to get here. To deny yourself and these aspects of yourself any longer would be not only a disservice to you, but to humanity. So, this gift of love and healing, I feel like in many ways, your higher self and you, because you are one, you're giving to each other. You're giving back to each other. You're integrating. You're becoming one. You're nurturing yourself. You're allowing yourself to experience playfulness and joy. You're allowing yourself to experience relief after a high intensity. And this feels like several years. Now look at this. Look at this. We have 7 of Wands. And thank you for staying with me this long, with my voice being like this, because it's difficult to talk, so I can imagine it's probably difficult to listen to. Okay. We have 7 of Wands. It says, let's see if we can get this clear. Aggressive, defensive, no way to resolve. And what I'm feeling right now is this is an energy that you are releasing. You're fully releasing over the next 12 months. Now, I feel like this is something that you still struggle with, okay? I feel very, very called to hold this piece of clear quartz right now. Clear quartz dispels the negativity, and it amplifies the emotions or the feelings that we want to amplify. So I'm hearing to be very intentional with your thoughts and your words, which you've already been working on, but to continue that. But this aggression towards what I'm particularly getting are towards people who have clearly wronged you, okay? There has been a wounding of disrespect in your history, of feeling of being very disrespected, of not being fully heard or seen by not only people in your family and your circle, but at the world at large. And this feels like a wounding, and you're working through this. You've been working through this. You've been recognizing the patterns of defensiveness, of aggression, of feeling like, I don't know how I can forgive this person. I don't know how I can be in a situation and show grace and peace and kindness and compassion. I'm hearing the 5 principles of Reiki. And I don't know if I can remember them all off the top of my head. I feel that you want to embody that energy. So, it's like, just for today, I will be kind. I'll try to find the 5 principles. I should know them. That's really terrible. I should know them off the top of my head. But I feel like that's something that would be really good for you to, like a mantra, to repeat or keep on the wallpaper of your phone. Just for today, I will be kind. And now that is not, it's really tricky, and 7 of Wands can be kind of a tricky energy where we don't want to allow people to walk all over us. We want to be assertive when we are dealing with people. We don't want to be a doormat, is what I'm trying to say. But I feel like there's this energy in you there because of this wounding. When this happens, when people disrespect you, treat you poorly, it goes really deep. Like it's unable to be water off a duck's back. It goes real deep. It's like a wounding. It's a deep wounding. And this is something that you're going to be working on over the next 12 months. And Spirit's encouraging you to ask them for help, because the person disrespecting you, unfortunately, may or may not learn their lesson of their bad behavior based on the way that you react to a situation. But I'm hearing we only have control over our reactions. But it does seem to significantly affect you and your well-being and your energy. And so what you're really working on here is not allowing yourself to be a doormat or to not speak up when when someone has wronged you, but more so, how does this attack your energy? How does this affect you? Is this, I feel that you don't want to continue this pattern of having someone disrespect you, and then that gets buried and burned into your psyche for the rest of your life. Like thinking about stuff that happened in 5th grade, in high school, 8 years ago at the doctor's office. These are things that we don't want to carry. And so that is something that you are actively working on transmuting, and with the help of your spiritual team. And what a powerful transmuter you are, a powerful magician, alchemist. You're going to be able to work through this. You're going to be able to overcome this year, okay? Excuse me so much. I fear this reading is not going to be as long and in-depth as I would like for it to be, just because of where my voice is right now. But I did not want to go another day without doing your reading. So this is something very powerful that's going to be transmuted by you, because you're choosing to. What an incredible thing for you to choose to do. It is not easy. This is not easy work. Okay. We now have King of Wands. Strong, confident, no guilt or ill will. Yeah. You are transmuting this energy to be in this kind of energy. Strong, confident, and no guilt or ill will. You're not carrying this stuff with you. It's not going with you. And there's this healing with these colors is giving you this healing in your heart chakra that's occurring because of the Ace of Cups, because of that gift of love and nurturing and rebirth you're allowing yourself to experience that you're going through. You're very protected right now. You are moving into this strong, confident, no guilt or ill will energy. And this is so powerful. I feel like you 10 years ago would be like, me, I am a strong, confident person that carries no guilt or ill will towards anyone. Even now, I think you could, on both hands count people who have just deeply wounded you and hurt you and wronged you and disrespected you. And if you sit with that energy long enough, you can get really heated thinking about it. This is what you're working on transmuting. And they're guiding me to tell you again that you have some kind of gift coming up here that is going to make room for you to overcome this and transmute it once and for all. And that gift is going to play a huge role, not even just in the next 12 months of your life, but beyond, far beyond. They're telling me how amazing, how amazing. Thank you, Spirit. Far beyond the next 12 months. You are a confident leader. You are meant to be a leader. You are a healer. You are an incredible human being, and you have so much goodness to give to this planet, to share with the world, to accomplish here. And you're just like ticking off the boxes of things, shadow aspects of yourself. You know now that you don't shun any shadow aspects of yourself, that you learn how to embrace them and integrate them so they're part of you, but you don't carry any guilt or ill will. Isn't that the goal, man? That is just incredible. I really see now why they wanted me to use these cards. And so the next 12 months is almost, I'm hearing the word reform, but like your, not just your psyche, but your presence is being reformed and rebirthed. There's no part of you that is falling away. It is simply being transmuted into the highest version of who you can be with the help of your higher self and your spiritual team. It's a very, how do I want to say this? The energy of the next 12 months for you, this is not to say what I'm about to say. It does not mean that you're going to be alone or lonely. I feel like you have very, very near to your heart, integral people integral to your journey in your life. But I do think the way that you're going to be showing up is going to be in a very individualistic kind of way. So I don't feel like any kind of big collaboration on whatever this new journey that it feels very you, is what I'm trying to say. You-centric, without the ego, confident, without being defensive or aggressive. It is everything you would want a king to be. No, this isn't gender specific. It's an energy. So a leader, a guide, is everything you would want a guide to be. But it's not like you just woke up one day and became that. This is the product of years of self-work and introspection. I'm hearing something, and this came up because it's coming up so much for me right now. Bo Burnham's Inside on Netflix. If you've not watched this, please do it. Please do it. But there's, in one of the songs called Comedy, he says in there, he wants to be an agent of change. And that just popped into my head. You want to be an agent of change to help other people reach this kind of enlightenment, this place in your life where you're like, I see how important it was that I did this work. I can't imagine going the next, 60 years of my life without having done this work. How sad would that be to live your existence without doing the work the most important work is the work you do on the inside, you do for yourself. So that may ripple outward to reach other people, reach the masses is what I just heard. Yeah. So you are still kind of tying up these loose ends, working on, this is like deep stuff that you're wrapping up here. You've done so much work. But this Seven of Wands energy is deep. That's deep. Ram Dass is coming to mind. So that might be someone that you want to read one of their books or listen to them, watch some stuff on YouTube. Okay, and so we have one more card here. And it is Three of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? This is so perfect. This is so perfect. Mastery in work, artistry, satisfaction. There could not be a better card here. There couldn't. And look at this. It's you-centric. You have these integral people that have been in your life that aren't going anywhere, that have kind of helped prop you up, get you where you needed to be. They have been a brace for you, a backbone for you. They've been so important, and they're not going anywhere. But this next chapter is very centered on your mission, your artistry, your mastery in work. Okay? So whatever this is that you're doing, it's like a you project. A lot of times Three of Pentacles is a working with other people energy. But here I feel like the way that they've described this card and the imagery on it just makes so much sense to the message that we're getting here for you. That the next 12 months is you kind of, I'm hearing, building your brand, really coming into your own. Instead of feeling like you have to fight the world, you are working on figuring out how to allow the world in without it affecting your energy. It feels very exciting, very powerful. Again, the sixes are coming up. So June, I don't know, that's the midway point in the next 6 months from when I'm recording this. So there's something big, and also that message of taking one step at a time. You know, you didn't get to where you are right now overnight, and what you're building is going to take a little bit of time, one step at a time. Just like them propping up this it looks like maybe a big statue, like maybe kind of like Statue of Liberty. They didn't just snap their fingers and get it in place. There was a lot of heaving. There was a lot of maneuvering and logistics and work to get it in place. And I do think you're going to have maybe a small, even if they just support you on a personal level, I do think there's a small little support group that is going to help kind of hoist you into place, get your energy right, encourage you, get you past the finish line, over the hump, into whatever this big creation energy that you're working on is kind of like full steam. Once it gets full steam ahead, you know, things are going to shift then, but they're telling me that's like down the road. So remember that. Tortoise and the hare, that might be coming up for you. So it's one step at a time, to have patience with yourself. You are still growing and learning. We all are, all the time, until we take our last breath. And then we probably still are, you know, we're just on a brand new journey, a whole nother journey. The color green is definitely coming up for me strongly again. So I feel like this deep wounding is connected to your heart space, and that's probably where you need to concentrate on the next 6 to 12 months, I'm hearing, is that heart center, that heart space. And I know you've done a lot of work already. I can feel that, but I do feel some walls up. I do feel some defensiveness, because you are so tender-hearted, and that is part of what makes you so beautiful and so unique, and such someone that people want to be around, that people want to talk to, that people want to be in your energy. And so I think it's very logical that you have these, these defenses up, these walls around your heart, that you're very apprehensive to take them down. And I think this is perfectly logical and makes perfect sense, but you're learning how to be this strong, confident, no guilt or ill will leader energy, while also allowing yourself to take down any kind of barriers or walls around your heart that might be keeping you from, I don't know, fully expressing yourself, fully being seen, fully immersing yourself in this world that we live in. I feel really called to get you a rune. But I also want to say, as we wrap up your reading here, this feels very exciting. If I didn't mention that already, it feels very exciting. I'm very excited to see what you might do. Birds are coming up here for me. That might be a sign that Spirit sends you quite a lot, just to let you know that you're on the right path and you're not alone. But I want to encourage you to ask your spiritual team to tell you what your word is for the next 12 months, what energy they're giving you to embody, to work on. And I said this came up in the last reading, in the Taurus reading. As I say this to you, Cancer, I just realized I totally skipped Gemini. This is how sick I've been, my brain. Oh goodness. Okay, well, Gemini's tomorrow. Anyway, in the Taurus reading, this came up, to ask Spirit for your word for the next 12 months. And they come through, and it's loud and clear. And I'm telling you, it is pertinent for the following 12 months for me. So I really want to encourage you to do that. But I think that's what we'll do. We'll end here with a rune. Yeah, just final message, final energy for Cancer for the next 12 months. I think I got it here. And we have Hagalaz. Interesting. I don't know if you can see this. My camera just jumped. Hagalaz is the rune that came up. So Hagalaz is about endings and beginnings. It's about transformation. Disruption is an energy with this. Radical change. And sometimes people can associate Hagalaz with the Tower card in tarot. But I'm not getting anything. I'm telling you, I'm not getting anything spooky or, like worrisome at all for the next year. I think endings and beginnings is the perfect phrase for Hagalaz. You're completing something, and so that disruptive energy of radical change, you are turning into something is coming in for you that is inciting radical change in your reality. But it is good. It is a gift. It is something you've been manifesting and waiting for, that you are owed, that is due to you. It is positive. And so I just feel like this big shakeup because of whatever is coming in for you in the best possible way. So this transformative rebirth energy of shifting into this energy you would like to be in but have struggled to actualize, getting out of that Seven of Wands energy in your heart space and transmuting it into the King of Wands, while being able to work on your creations, be able to have joy and playfulness, relief even. You have a very exciting next 12 months ahead for you. And it does have that energy of radical change and transformation, ending of an old way of being and a brand new beginning because of this gift coming in. So I'm going to leave that here for you, Cancer. I really hope that this helped you. If this reading resonated with you, please like, share, or subscribe. Leave a comment. Even if you don't know what to say, you could just leave a purple heart or an owl. It helps me immensely and helps the algorithm on YouTube. And yeah, I'm very excited for you. If you would like to dig in deeper and book a personal reading with me, you can find that info at my website at theseowl.com. And more than anything, Cancer, please take excellent care of yourself, and I will see you soon. Bye.